And we are diving into opportunity number 5, aka game number 5, where Voss once again rises up to the challenge of trying to beat 458 in Terran versus Protoss. He has already failed 4 times in a row, and the 4th time was even a very quick one where he lost within 6.5 minutes against very well micro Dragoons and perhaps some misplaced over aggression from Voss. But honestly, it is really tough to make a judgment on that in that situation specifically. We're gonna hide the interface windows real quick, not to spoil anything for you or myself, even though I already know the game length from selecting the file. Let's see what 458 is going to do this time. He's been putting up somewhat of a clinic in how to play Protoss versus Terran in a very mechanical way. Not a way where you just spam out units en masse and A-move them into your enemy and pray to God that you somehow magically break through. Well, he plays a very premeditated Protoss, where every single move that he makes is premeditated with a goal and with the intent to set up something else. And that is how you should honestly play 1 versus 1 on fastest map. Everything should be with the intent to abuse a weakness or to set up something that is going to follow your current attack. Just sending out masses of units is not the way to go if you're playing against players of this level. And it looks like 458 is setting up for a Dragoon build. You start off with a gateway, a gas at the same time, and then you start mining gas, and you'll have plenty of gas once your cybernetics core finishes. So let's see that cybernetics core comes down. 2 gateways on the way that will finish in just a short bit. But at the same time as the cybernetics core finishes, then he gets the Dragoon range, which you will have gas for. This is just a precautionary pile in his choke, just in the case that Voss gets the overhand over 458 and 458 is forced to defend himself, so he can throw down some cannons. Voss went for the barrack build, once again 3 barracks, and the academy will follow shortly. Gas has not been thrown down yet, which might prove to be painful against this Dragoon build from 458. Dragoon build from 458 is a very lethal build. I've seen some other players do it, and if you have absolute amazing Dragoon micro, you can decimate and destroy the Terran to insane degrees. Because the Terran needs both stim, medics, and marine range. And at this point into the game, the Terran cannot have either of those 2 or 3 finished. They can at most have medics out. But stim would still be researching, and marine range would also still be researching if they went for marine range first. Going for marine range first is a smart choice if you're going for a bunker defense. And stim would be a better option to go for as the second upgrade. Academy has not yet finished for Voss though, and he's already thrown down a second command center. But he does have a bunch of marines out, and the bunker is finished. You just have to load out the bunker. Alright, the SCV does end. No, the SCV doesn't go down. The SCV goes pull back very quickly. He's going to throw down a second bunker right next to the bunker that he already has. The more bunkers, the better, because it will be easier for you to defend. You might want to pull off some SCVs to aid the bunker in being repaired. Because more Dragoons are streaming out, 3 at a time. He stops making more Dragoons because he got himself psi-stuck. That's just, yeah, that kind of happens sometimes, even at this level. You get yourself psi-stuck. He's going for a very offensive robotic facility there, throwing down robotic facilities in the front. And Voss realizes that 458 does not have Dragoon range yet, so he decides to go on the offensive, kills 2 Dragoons, loses 2 Marines in the process, which is the absolute minimum that you can possibly lose fighting against a bunch of Dragoons. Because Marines only take 2 hits to go down, but he played that pretty well. And this is a really offensive move, which I am not sure whether I agree with it or disagree with it. Because if Voss decides to go offensive and push out once he has that marine range up, he didn't go for stim upgrade again for marine range right off the bat. If he decides to go aggressive, these 2 robotic facilities will be pretty much unprotected. Albeit they are currently under protection of these Dragoons, but Dragoons don't do too well against... Well, they can do really well against Marines with medics, like we saw last game where 458 microed them really, really well. But Dragoons can also mess themselves up with really bad pathing, which is something they are known to be prone to, because Dragoons are kind of clumsy units, so to speak. Voss goes for the offensive, Marine goes down, Dragoons get pulled back, Dragoons go back in, he's starting the micro, and the micro is kind of working. He takes down 2 Marines at a time with each single micro backwards. Now Zealots also come streaming in. Voss has to go put those Marines into the bunkers, and actually this might end up working for 458. 458 is now producing 2 Reavers, no shuttles. He's got Zealot legs on the way. Stimmer Brigade is about to finish. Voss throws down the scan. He now sees the base of 458. Knows that there are 5 gateways out there for production of Zealots and Dragoons. Depot there went down. Voss now closer to being supply stuck. He has to throw down a new depot really, really quickly, but he's not done that just yet. So he's thrown down a lot of bunkers. But there's already Reavers out, and his Reavers are going to take down these bunkers here in the front completely unopposed, because there is no siege tank out yet, and siege mode is about a third through the process of upgrading. This looks like this is exactly what 458 had in mind. This is a very technical approach to playing PvG. But it goes... Oh, he gets a beautiful shot off. All those Marines, a lot of the Marines go down. The Dragoons also taking down most of the Marines. And the Reaver gets another great shot off on the Marines. The Reaver is doing a lot of work. And now the speeded Zealots come streaming in with the help of the Dragoons behind them. The tank goes down. Did they get microed back? And the Dragoons actually have to now micro back. The Zealots also have to micro back because the bunkers were being repaired and not being taken down. There's another Reaver. Gets to take some shots off on these bunkers. 3 more Reavers have finished. Zealots also streaming in rapidly from those 5 gateways that 458 has. And the last 2 bunkers go down. Voss has to siege up, but the tank is sieged up right next to a couple of Zealots and the Dragoons, and they gonna get some beautiful shots off on the tank. Reaver also got a shot off on the tank. The tank are down. Another tank is being produced, but it's so far away from finishing that I honestly don't think Voss can pull off a comeback here. Because 458 just has a huge lead over Voss here. And these Reavers just prove to be too strong for Voss to deal with. And I have to admit, this is a very, very unconventional PvT strategy that I've actually never ever seen before. But it works really amazingly well. And I don't really see a lot of windows where the Terran can hold this. Other than absolute perfect micro, maybe a quicker gas up. Yeah, getting gas up quicker might have been able to help him fight this off, because he would probably have a tank out earlier. But he went for a later gas, later academy. Slowed himself down with having an answer ready for those Reavers and Dragoons. And having to invest a lot into defending himself, but defense ends up not working against those Reavers, because Reavers can shoot from outside of the range of the bunkers. And they take it down pretty quickly, and Marines also go down very quickly to those Reavers. So 458 wins all 5 Protoss versus Terran games. Voss unable to pull off a win, and which is by any means no shame. Because 458, I'm sure most players would lose against 458. There's even a whole YouTube series of Flash learning fastest map, become a pretty damn good at it as well, and losing tons of games against 458. Tons of them. You should look him up. Go to Flash's channel, search for 458, and you will see about 30 videos of him playing against 458 and losing. It's really hilarious stuff, because Flash, he just makes a drama out of it probably, but his reaction to dying every single time is just hilarious to watch. Go watch him. I'll even link some of them in the description if you're curious. Yeah, thanks for watching this one. 458 wins, Voss loses. Voss is going to try again some other day. 458 shows everyone another beautiful strategy of Protoss versus Terran. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. See you another day. And remember,